All right, we are back on page 10. We are on number 4. What we now have when we're looking at 4, 5, and 6, we have negative quantities, which means we need to have one product that is positive and one product that is negative. And we're going to decide which one is which based on what our sum needs to be. And I'll show you what that means. What we're first going to do is list the products just as we did for 1, 2, and 3 above. So for 36, ignore the negative for right now. We would have 1 times 36, 2 times 18, 3 times 12, 4 times 9, and 6 times 6, or 6 squared. Now what we need to do is we need to recognize that one will be positive and one will need to be negative. And the sum, the answer we should get once combining those factors, should be a negative 5. So I know I can't turn negative 36 or a negative 1 here to get an answer of 5. Nor can I do it in this row, nor this one. But I do know that working with a 4 and a 9, I can actually get the solution of a 5. So what I need to do down here is test it out. I could have a negative 4 plus 9, and I would get a positive 5. Or I could have 4 plus a negative 9, which would yield a negative 5. So I can see that this first one will not work out for me, and I want to stick with the second product. Second sum. So what we've got is a 4 as my first factor, and my second factor will be that negative 9. And what I like to do is always check your work. What we're going to do is just double check. Is 4 times negative 9 equal to negative 36? And it is. And we already did the math problem here for our sum. So let's skip over number 5 and go to number 6 so that we've got a little more space. You can find the solution to number 5 on the answer key for your homework that was posted already. The products of 15, again, ignore that negative at first. We have 1 times 15 and 3 times 5. That makes it a lot easier when you have less factors to worry about. So we are looking 1 and 15. I cannot possibly get the sum of a negative 2. But with 3 and 5, it would be possible. So let's test this out. I could do a negative 3 plus 5, and I would get a positive 2. Or I can do a 3 plus negative 5, and I would get an answer of a negative 2. So again, we can see this first one won't work out for us. We need our answer, our solution, the sum, to be negative 2. So the first factor would be 3, and the second factor is going to be that negative 5. Down below, the next row, let's jump to number 8. We're going to do the same process, but this time we're wanting to have a sum that is positive. So for the factors of 20, ignore the negative at first. I have 1 times 20, 2 times 10, and 4 times 5. Now I need a solution of a 1. I can't operate either way, positive or negative, with 1 and 20 to get a solution of 1. Nor can I do it with 2 times 10. That leaves me with 4 and 5. So let's test this out with a couple problems. I can do a negative 4 plus 5 and get a positive 1. Or I can do a 4 plus a negative 5, and that would equal a negative 1. We're going to stick with the first one because we know that we want our answer to have a positive sign. So our first factor would be negative 4, and our second factor is going to be a positive 5.